Sauron needs only this ring to cover all the lands in darkness.
What must I do?
A young hobbit embarks on a journey through a magical but dangerous world in The Lord of the Rings, one of 6 holiday movies we'll review this week. I'm Roger Ebert.
And I'm Richard Roeper. The Fellowship of the Ring, the first installment of the J.R.R. Tolkien trilogy, is an epic in every sense. A marvelous-looking movie with jaw-dropping sets and impressive special effects. But it repeats itself too often and drones on for nearly 3 hours. The brooding Elijah Wood of The Ice Storm and the husky Sean Astin from Rudy are curious choices to play Frodo and Samwise, who must destroy the ring that is the source of all evil in a land called Middle-earth.
It's some form of Elvish. I can't read it.
There are few who can. The language is that of Mordor, which I will not utter here.
That's Ian McKellen as Gandalf the Grey, the good-hearted wizard who guides Frodo through his perilous quest. Viggo Mortensen is Aragorn, a.k.a. Strider.
Are you frightened?
Yes.
Not nearly frightened enough. I know what haunts you.
Frodo and his band of hobbits are relentlessly pursued by the dark ring wraiths. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings books have enchanted tens of millions of readers, but as a movie, The Fellowship of the Ring gets bogged down under the weight of all those mystical speeches and self-consciously quirky characters. You've got 9 members of the Fellowship, dueling wizards, you've got an elf princess played by Liv Tyler, an elf queen played by Cate Blanchett, just too many characters for me to care about. On and on it goes, only to reach an abrupt non-ending straight out of a Saturday afternoon serial.
So you're giving it a thumbs down?
I'm giving it a thumbs down.
Oh, well, I like it. I think that it indicates a return by Hollywood to the kind of courage that led to great epics like Lawrence of Arabia and the Star Wars trilogy. A really out there kind of large-scale, ambitious undertaking that is too long. I agree with you. It's too long, except for the people who are going to go see it. And they won't find it to be too long. Oddly enough,
well, you know what? Frodo the Hobbit ain't Lawrence of Arabia, first of all, okay?
The people who have your objections to this film are not the kinds of people that will ever go to see it in the first place.
The characters are getting tedious after a while. They go on one adventure after another. And this Frodo the Hobbit character who's in this little, elfin world or whatever, and he goes from one place to another, and he's wide-eyed, and he's wide-eyed. And you think after the 15th beast or the 14th elf or the little sprite that he wouldn't be so amazed by Middle-earth. It's obviously this magical land, and they're all going after this silly little ring that makes people go, ooh, evil stuff. I mean,
I would not be completely honest if I didn't say that I can understand where you're coming from. On the other hand, if you're going to start talking about the Lord of the Rings on the grounds that they're going after this silly little ring, then I think you're kind of missing the whole point of the book. And the ring is what sets the entire plot into motion.
That's
right. That's right. I thought it was a visually powerful epic, and I enjoyed it. But I got to say my enjoyment was tempered by a little sadness that the innocence or naivete of the original books has kind of been lost in the middle of a high-tech special effects adventure picture. One thing that bothers me is that the hobbits are the heroes of the books, but in the movie, the tall people, the men, the wizards, and the elves, take the initiative and give the orders.
Boromir, give the ring to Frodo.
So my thumb is up for The Lord of the Rings. It's an impressive achievement, but I am a little melancholy that the movie is a violent action picture and the books by Tolkien come from a kinder and gentler time. But Richard, at a time when Hollywood has such small visions, the purity, the ambition, the scope, the vastness of this film, those guards protecting the way down that river passage.
I agree. All of that is impressive.
Well done.
Hey, they spent a ton of money on this movie, and you can see the money on the screen. Yeah. It looks great, and the little people don't look like they're superimposed against the regular-sized people, and the giants look like giants, and all that good stuff. But, Roger, it goes on forever.
Okay, well,
and I understand that movies, Harry Potter is part of a series, but it ends on a satisfactory note.
Okay.
This thing, it's like after 3 hours, and they kind of look at each other, and they almost look at the viewers and go, see you next Christmas for another big commercial movie.
Well, of course, because it's a trilogy. It is a trilogy, so it doesn't end after the first book.
It's going to be a $27 trilogy for people, though. I think for $9 you should get some kind of closure.
I do feel for myself that Harry Potter is a better movie.
Absolutely.
Again, I do know that there are some people who are not true believers who are going to say what you said about Fellowship of the Ring. But I believe in the quest.
All right, fine.
Okay.